To another episode of Connecting with Jennifer Filzen. I have with me Michelle Wells, and I have to tell you, I met her on the bus at SEMA in Las Vegas in October, November 2022. It was the SEMA show. She's a car girl. I'm a car girl. We're both in the auto repair industry. We totally hit it off, and I had to bring her to this interview because she and I connected so beautifully. And we really just, we need to spend more time together. So pull up a cocktail or beverage of your choice and join in on the conversation in this episode of Connecting with Jennifer Filzen. Ta-da!
Thank you so much.
Don't you just love my totally casual way of doing things?
Yeah, I love it.
I know. So, all right. First off, we need to know who you are, where you live, all that fun stuff, and tell us a little bit about your career because it's so freaking cool.
Well, my name is Michelle Wells. Thank you so much for having me. I too love you just the same and think we connected so well on our, slow bus ride is what I'm going to call it. So thankful for that because you and I were able to connect in my broken chair. So that was nice.
That's right.
I'm telling you, the world puts you exactly where you're supposed to be, and that's exactly where I was supposed to be in life. I was supposed to meet you. So thank you so much.
Yay.
I am in the collision repair industry. I currently run a auto body shop. So we fix cars that have been in accidents. I have been in the industry for just over 20 years. I started off in the industry very, very young, not knowing a whole lot, but obviously just grew and worked hard. And I have been a GM now for goodness, over 11 years. Woo! So wow, time flies when you're having fun. So thankful.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And collision, that's a big deal. Collision is so important because, even when we have the best of intentions, from door dings to broken windshields or major accidents, we all have the boo-boos and bumps and scrapes, and nobody wants their car damaged. But guess what? Your industry makes it all better.
We do.
Right. Yeah, our very, very first client in Rockstar Marketing in the auto repair industry was, and still is, 13 years later, Robert's Collision and Repair. They started off as Robert's Auto Repair, and then they became Robert's Collision and Repair, and then they affiliated themselves with a franchise, and now they are CarStar Robert's Collision. Oh. So they've gone through all the evolution, but yeah, just so proud of them, and just really great technology. And it's just amazing, the transformation. So every time I want to baby my car, I take my car to Robert's.
Yes. Good. You should.
Oh yeah. Cause that car is going to the car shows. So it's going to get like the whole, it'll get a facial. It'll get a
little lift.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I got to tell you, when I started writing for them, I was writing their blogs, and the personality of the shop is so premier. It's so high end because we are in Monterey Peninsula. We've got Carmel, we've got Pebble Beach. We have people who really want to take care of their beautiful vehicles, and the Concours d'Elegance comes here. So occasionally they have had to fix some vehicles that are worth a lot of money that got damaged in transit.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, it's a premier experience, and their lobby is beautiful. It's like you're walking into a club. They have a water feature. It is gorgeous. Right. And so because of that persona, when I wrote their blogs, when I first started, I was like, this shop has such a personality. So it's like, take your car to the car spa, and it can get a facial detailing.
Yes.
It can get its nails done, paint job.
Oh.
It can get hydrated, fluid exchange.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Very cool.
And because they're using that infrared technology to cure the waterborne paint faster, like I actually wrote a blog about who gets their nails done faster, you when you go to the nail salon or your car when it gets the paint job. But after you get your nails done, come pick up your car, it'll be ready.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Great job.
Thus has started an illustrious career of rock star marketing. And yeah, they still are with me to this day, 13 years.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
But enough about me. Anyway, so you live in the Chicago area.
I do.
In the burbs. I love it.
In the burbs.
Okay, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite pizza?
Oh, okay. So usually when you're from Chicago and you know good pizza, you tend to go with like your hometown pizza, right? Like where you were born and raised. So mine is actually Aurelio's Pizza.
Okay, great.
I know.
When I come up and visit, we're gonna have
you gotta have it.
So describe this pizza, because you know there's like so many different types.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me why you're so happy. Tell me.
I know, right? Okay, so Aurelio's sets itself apart by its sauce. And they will tell you that it is absolutely like known. So their sauce is not like I don't want to say spicy. Their sauce is sweet. The other, like the competition sauce, I feel like has a lot of like oregano and Italian spices, and you could tell immediately how much or little spice that they put in it. Aurelio's has like a sweeter sauce. I could just drink it. So good.
Wow. Okay, let's go. I'm getting hungry.
I'm in. Yeah.
Right.
Fun fact, I worked at like 4 different Aurelios growing up.
Did you really? Oh, so you actually worked there. How cute.
I did. Yeah. And yeah, before I had a car, because they like shared the same parking lot as my high school. So I worked there. Both of my sisters have worked there, and now my son works there. I mean, not at the same one, but yeah, we've all worked for Aurelio's because we're all just like that obsessed, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. That is amazing. That is amazing. Now, I want to go into what makes you special and unique, because first off, the fact that you're a female in the auto collision industry does make you a little on the unique side, but you have a skill in particular that I was so intrigued by. Could you please share your flipping prowess?
I can try. So I think that one of my strengths is being able to identify a challenge and face it head on and put together kind of a plan to get the business back on track. I feel like maybe I can label myself as the paramedic. I tend to get the most struggling location given to me. Nobody's ever like, oh, hey, here's this diamond. Go ahead and continue on. No, they're like, hey, Michelle, this shop has been struggling and has been an eyesore for I don't even know how many years. By the way, can you go there and make it beautiful and run like appropriately again? Yeah. Okay, thanks. So I have become pretty good at it, and I'm working on my 14th shop that I have flipped. Yeah. So I love it. I really do. I really do. I think that this one, I have said this probably the last 3 shops, but man, I think this is it. I think this is going to be the one. I just might stay here for a little while. Hopefully, dear God, please, if my boss is listening, can you please let me stay there?
Oh, that's so cute. Now, when we talk about flipping, now some people might be thinking about flipping like real estate where you fix it and then you
No.
sell it, but that's not the case. You're
No.
literally turning it around. You're turning it around,
Yes.
going down the slippery slope of
Correct.
not being profitable to flipping it to where it's now a total diamond and everyone's like, oh, look at that shop.
Yes. I do not like flip shops and make them, externally beautiful. That's not my jam. I got to leave that up to like people in corporate and stuff. Like, no.
But you're the one that looks at the numbers and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
here's where you can be more profitable.
Yep.
Here's where you can be more efficient. Here's where you can improve the customer
Sure.
experience.
Yes. So I of course can dive into a profit and loss statement and identify rather quickly where I call toilet money is going and try to stop the bleeding. But that's not the first thing that I do when I walk in the door. That to me is small potatoes. I can make that happen with my eyes closed. The big potatoes is the team. You have to get to know who you're working with, and ultimately, who you're working for. Yes, are you the general manager? Yes, you are. But to me, it's like I'm working for them. I tend to, find out what makes them tick. What is your, what's your next goal? How many kids do you have? When I first take over a location, I immediately start having morning meetings. Okay. And we talk about a lot of things. We talk about where we are currently in sales and CSI, our KPIs with our insurance partners. We talk about all those things because that's important business. And I feel like the entire team needs to be engaged and know exactly where we stand on a piece of paper. Sure. But by the end of my first week, I always do this exercise. It's called mouths to feed. And I go around the room and I ask to them, when you go home on Friday, how many mouths do you feed with your paycheck? And I go around the entire room. Wow. And I keep putting all the tallies up on the board. And then I say at the end of it, does anybody know why this exercise was being done? Can anybody, put it together for me? And, they're like, what? No, 5? I don't know. Why is she, nobody really knows. But at the end of it, I say, this is the amount of mouths that we have to feed. All of these mouths are waiting on us to do our jobs to our fullest capability. And if we don't do it, then these mouths aren't fed.
Wow. That's a big deal.
I know, like it kind of chokes me up a little bit because I have a really, really big team and,
that's a lot of mouths.
You gotta get their skin in the game, and you're like, listen, you're the sole provider for your entire family. You are it. You're the sole provider. You can't go down. You cannot fail. You cannot pass go. Do not collect $200. Like, keep going. You got it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes during the week, they aren't very thrilled with me because, I'm like, tear down this, then this, then this, and this, and this. I have a routine that I do with them and they know, but by Friday, when they get their paychecks and their direct deposit is put in, they're like, okay, all right, I get it. Like, I know why you pushed me on Wednesday to get those last 2, to paint, but they don't know it in the minute. That's my job.
Yeah, it's so true. And we're in an interesting economy right now.
Yes.
And,
yes,
even I, with my team, which is much smaller, we're a mighty team of 5, right? But I'm like,
I love it.
Hey, we need some sales going on because we really need sales going on. Things are slow. Don't get used to this. Let's all pull together.
Get it going.
And I'm like, okay, I need everyone, including the non-salespeople. I need everyone to do some dialing for dollars for me. And they're
Yes.
like, okay, let's do it. And then the week goes on and they didn't hit their numbers of making 20 calls for the whole week. That's not much.
No.
And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. But they're like, but I had this and I had this. I'm like, all right. But it's in those moments, it's like, you don't get it, do you? Like 20 calls to potential clients can really make a difference if you keep
Yes.
the job or not.
Yeah, it's true. I know. Ugh.
But
I know.
but they don't always understand because we shelter them, don't we?
I know.
Yeah. This is the challenge of entrepreneurship and being the general manager, being the owner, is like there's a lot. And
Yes.
that's, we feel like Atlas with the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And they show up and they do a great job and they're happy and everything, but we're just like protecting them from that storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. I know.
Right. And I remember all the times, Michelle, that I was young and dumb and some, employee that should have taken things a little more seriously. I remember going to my first trade show in New Orleans, ordering the most expensive thing on the menu, not taking my job too seriously. I've done that. Oops.
It happens.
I'm of the belief that we all make mistakes, and then
Yes.
eventually we will receive or see those mistakes again later in life going, oh,
I did that. Okay. All right, Karma. I see you.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's talk about the people that you serve in your life. And you've talked a lot about work because we've gone in that way, but there are other people in your life that you serve. You have a family, you have a community, you have, of course, the things that you enjoy and the people that you love. So if you don't mind sharing with us kind of the layers of your onion, who are all of those that you love and serve in your life?
So, of course, first and foremost, my husband, he is my biggest fan. He didn't know how cool I was, but he knows now. So,
and let's expand upon that. Okay, so here you are, a complete badass in the industry.
Yeah.
And he's new to the industry, isn't he? Because he's a retired policeman,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
And so he's getting into this industry and he's like, everyone knows you. And he's like, oh my God, I had no idea you were such a badass.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, totally. That's exactly how it happened. Absolutely. New to the industry. He actually just retired from the police department. And this job, I feel like the world puts you exactly where you're supposed to be. This job that he has now, absolutely. I mean, he was at the right place at the right time, talking to all the right people. And so now he works there, and he is doing really well, of course. But in the same industry, right? So what happened, he goes to different shops and for various reasons. And once he starts kind of talking, they're like, what's your last name? Oh, do you know a Michelle? He's like, yeah, that's my wife, and he's like completely taken back by it. Like the first time he's like, oh, it's really weird. This guy totally asked me if, did I know you and stuff. And it happened a few more times, and he was like, babe, people know who you are. I'm like, yes, I know. I totally know that already. But
he has no idea that his wife is like the most badass of all the badasses in the industry, because she does amazing things.
Thank you.
Has that really helped? I mean, like, all relationships are beautiful, right? But I'm sure like he's even more of a fan now, right? Because he is. I already knew my wife was amazing, but holy crap, I didn't know until I entered this industry how amazing she is.
Yes. He didn't get it. He was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. End of the month. You'll be home late. Oh, okay. Yeah. No problem. Okay. It's payroll. You had to say, okay, close the file. Okay. No problem. He just like rolled with the punches. He trusts who I am as a human and just knows that, whatever I say is like my boss, right? He knows that I'm just honest Abe. And if I say that I'm at work and I'm doing, then he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. All right, call me when you get in the car. Don't walk to the car by yourself. You're not going to be in the shop by yourself, are you? It's too late. I don't want you in the late. He gets worried and stuff, but he didn't know, and now he's like, oh my, when I tell people the amount of sales that you're pushing out of that place, they're like, do you know how big of a badass your wife is? Like, that is insane. Do you know how hard she works every day? And they're like pointing it out to him. And he's like, oh shit. I talked to the shop owner and he's got 2 shops and they don't do what one of your shops does. He goes, now I feel like this chump. What, he's like, if they're not pushing the same sales you are, I just feel like, what the hell do you do all day?
Oh my God. That is so funny. But part of your superpower is because you get everyone to buy in and to trust you 100% as you're guiding them down this path towards success. And that really is your superpower. That, you're a queen of the financials, but you also get their hearts and their minds buying in. And good for you.
I have to. That's the first thing that you do. You get their, you get to know who they are as a human, because listen, I could tell you what to do all day long. I could tell you, tear this down, get this one to paint, whatever, right? I could do all that. I could schedule your day all day, but that's not what is going to drive you. That's not what's going to drive you. You got to find out what each teammate, what makes them tick. Is it, they put their their mother-in-law into a home and they have to make, a certain amount of money to pay for both, her care and, their home life, or, are 2 of their kids in college? Are you worried about tuition? Like, what's the magic number? What do you want to make? Like, tell me your goal. Tell me. I don't care if it sounds crazy to you or not. Like, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's max you out. Like, let's get it. And once you get them to like buy the new truck, buy the new boat, one of my teammates just planned this like super extravagant Hawaii vacation that I am like dreaming about. First of all, like, it is absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And he told me that he's retiring in June of 2023. And this was his last, like, he's like, listen, when I retire, I want to take my entire family, grandchildren and all, on vacation to the most beautiful place on earth. I don't know where that is yet, but I want, that's what I want to do. So he put a date on the board and he told me, that's it. I'm retiring on this day. And I'm going to need 2 weeks off so I can go to Hawaii. And his whole entire family is going.
Oh my God.
I'm just like,
that's awesome.
Poof, like, that's it. That's what you got to put it out there. Speak it into existence. Give it life,
Yes.
Let the universe know what you're going after, it will work with you.
I got chills. I'm wearing a sweater and I'm cold. Like, come on. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. I just adore you. I mean, damn, you're so amazing. I mean, okay. We talked a little bit about financials when we were on that commuter bus. Yay. The bus from Golden Nugget Hotel.
I'm telling you.
The convention center, right? And then didn't you love the Tesla ride underneath?
I did.
Isn't that fun? That was fun.
Yeah.
You got to go twice. You got like the whole,
I did.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, as we were talking about financials, because some of us are talented at financials and others are not. And since I saw you, I will tell you that I did my October P&Ls. And my bookkeeper is amazing. And he's like you. He sees numbers and it tells a story. And I see numbers
Yes.
and I'm like,
That's okay.
I look at how much did I bring in? How much do I have left? Like, that's pretty much what I look at. And I'm like, oh shit, there's not much left. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God,
And then
what
the
do we
heart,
do? Yeah.
then the heart does this. And he's like, Jen, let's sit down. So we sat down last week and he did something brilliant. Again, for you smarty pants in the math world, this is easy for you. But for someone like me, I'm a writer, I'm a creative.
Yeah,
And
right.
I definitely can balance my checkbook and I definitely can save money, but I'm just not that genius that's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this at this percent and we're gonna do like
Yes.
it's all I can do
Yes.
to figure this out. So he's like, well, let's do a last year comparison of January to where we are in October to January and where we are in October.
Yes.
And he's like, and you're really not that bad. And I'm like, why doesn't it feel like it's not that bad? Like, why am I having a panic attack? And he's like, well, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I'm still like, so what advice do you have for those of us who are in income poops? Do we just call you? do we?
So
Do
yes,
we?
if you're feeling like you're having a panic attack, yes, you phone a friend. Like, don't let your heart race out of your chest. Like, just don't even go down that path. But if you feel like maybe you've had a cup of coffee in the morning and your brain is super fresh and you're like, okay, I need to kind of, take a look at this and see what is actually happening in my business, then, sales minus costs will always equal your gross profit. Always, no matter which way, up, down, what the company name is, what the goals are, it doesn't matter. A P&L is always, profit and loss statement is always your sales minus your cost equals your profit. Now, sales can and will almost cure everything on your profit and loss statement, right? So if you exceed your goals, exceed your budget, make sure you're above the line, the rest of the stuff will not erase, but your sales will overcompensate for it, right? So that's kind of that's kind of my goal. That's what I do. I go in, I do the team, make sure everybody is pulling in the same direction. We know exactly where we stand. We know the goal. Now let me teach you how to get there. Okay. So once that's kind of rolling, then my goal is to push, exceed budget, exceed it, not meet it. I want to exceed it. Okay. And then I'm going to let that all kind of trickle down the profit and loss statements and be like, whew, okay. Now I take that statements and I start doing comparisons, which is what you were speaking about. And I say to myself, okay, now with that amount of sales exceeding budgets, did I order too much? Did I order the same as last month? Does that mean that I ordered too much last month? I kind of use that as a base to know if it's up or down, right? Because everything else will fade away,
Wow.
So that's how I use it.
And then you mentioned earlier toilet money. You're figuring out where the losses are coming from. So where do you look for the losses? Efficiency?
Yuck. So in the collision industry, two of your major things that will probably end up as what I call toilet money is your ARs, which is your accounts receivable, because you may or may not have the team in place to attack it, right? So eventually those things start to, in a large corporation, get turned against you, and you eventually have to take the hit. Okay.
So if you're not collecting in time,
Correct.
well, that will come to bite you later.
It will. Yes. And it will come right off your profit every time. So, and in addition to your accounts receivable is your parts.
Mm.
So if your parts department is not as diligent as you would like for them to be, what I suggest is the GM should insert his or herself into that department for at least 2 weeks. A day isn't enough. A week isn't enough. You need to see the flow.
Mm.
What's coming in? What are your checks returning? Why? Ask them why. Where's the package? It's over 30 days, whatever the case is. And you will get a very good tracking on what's actually happening. Because if you think about it, in the collision industry, this is about how I break it down for, even new GMs that I train or have trained. 60% of your business is labor.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're taking care of 60% of your business by taking care of your technicians and making sure that they have what they need to go ahead and do the job that you're asking them to do, that's 60% of your business.
Right.
40% of your business is parts.
Mm. Mm.
So if you don't have somebody in that position that is cutting it, you need to find somebody, because they are 40% of your business.
Mm.
They will make or break your business.
Wow.
In an instant, you get a parts manager that knows nothing, he will ruin your business in less than 30 days.
Ouch.
Ruin it. By posting incorrectly and not knowing it, right? And then if you're a GM that doesn't know how to catch those things and just allows for you to go ahead and slam close the file so you can go ahead and receive a check, that's different, right? So you're losing money every posting.
Wow.
So that's why I say the GM should spend 2 weeks in the parts department, find your pulse. Now that's 60% labor, 40% parts, and 10% materials. If I really needed to just kind of be super basic about the business, that's what it looks like.
Wow. So I'm sorry, did you say 60, 40, and 10, which is 110%? Or was that 50, 40, 10, and I was mishearing you?
50, 40, 10.
My bad. I was thinking.
No, wait,
60.
did I say 60?
Well, that's the thing. I'm double checking my math because I'm not.
Hold on. 50?
40, 10.
You're right. 50, 40, 10. Shit. Look at me, mathematician at its best.
Okay, aside from that tiny little thing, seriously though, we just sat through a master class. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Truly, truly. So tell me a little bit more about, besides me and asking you to coach me. God, that was amazing. Seriously. Are you guys getting how awesome she is? Holy crap.
Oh my God.
Who else? But there's more to you than work. There's more to you than work.
Yes.
So tell us about the rest of you. Who else do you serve in your life? What else are you?
I am a mommy. My favorite job in the whole world. I'm a mama.
How old are your kids?
So I have a 22-year-old boy, a 15, almost 16-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old girl.
Oh my goodness, they are so spread out. Wow.
Yes, God, it's just not on my terms. God had a different plan. In a perfect world, I wanted them to be 18 months apart, but God said no. So
wow, that's impressive though. Like
yes.
the span that you can save for college is like really
college
spread out.
Yeah, exactly.
And weddings and like
yes,
teaching them how to drive. Like maybe the older one can teach the next one how to drive. Like yeah.
it works out, the age gap can definitely work with you as a parent for sure.
Mhm. Amazing. And then what else do you do in your life? Do you have a hobby? Is there something else that you do besides work and family, or is this pretty much it?
It's pretty much it, especially when I take over a new business, that's it. I know who I am as a person. I tend to like super dive in and have some blinders on and make sure that I'm like hella focused. Yeah, I have to. And that requires a lot of my energy.
Yeah.
And, of course, my other full-time job being a mama and a wife, so
Right.
right now that's a healthy balance for me. I have, one in college, one who is getting ready to drive here real soon. He gets his license next month. And I know, dear God.
At least you know how to fix the car if there's ever an issue.
So he actually, yeah, he could change the oil, change the tire. He is the one that will come to work with me if I'm, running behind or something like that, and help me. Dear corporation, plug your ears. So he will follow me around, and he will say like, "Mom, don't you sit down?" I'm like, "No. Are you hungry? It's 2 o'clock. We haven't eaten lunch." I'm like, "I had a granola bar on my way to the bathroom." Like,
Yeah.
so I think that it gives them a perspective and a different appreciation for, the things that they have and the lifestyle that they live. They're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I
Mom's
get it.
working her butt off. Yeah.
I'm thankful,
Yeah. But
so
also too, like that one, he's going to be watching you, and he's probably going to grow up to be extremely successful because he watched mom just command the ship.
yeah, here's my dog. I mean, he's literally crying at my
Doggy,
feet. Like,
what do we have? What kind of doggy? Oh, hello, boo boo.
he's like, "Oh my God, Mom, I'm on camera. Oh my God, I know, Teddy." He just can't even help him. He's literally crying at my feet. Like,
Aw.
okay.
Is
He's
that
just,
a full blood Yorkie?
it is, yes.
So cute. What's his name?
His name is Teddy.
Oh, Teddy's a pretty boy. He's got
He
such a
is.
beautiful face.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, he's welcome to be on the show.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank
we
you.
like
Teddy's
dogs.
happy to be
We
here. Look at
totally
you.
like
You got
dogs.
your debut. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
your
I
debut.
know.
I know.
Sometimes I'd like to show off my cat Greya, but she's camera shy. She's like, gotta go,
Oh,
gotta go.
not Teddy, not camera shy at all. He's like, "Oh, take a picture." Like, he's a true Yorkie, a little snobbish, This is my good side, I don't know. It's just the way it goes, I guess. I don't know.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So now, we all have a why, right?
Yes.
And you shared with me your story. And I don't know if you're comfortable with sharing it, but it was powerful, about your family and how you had to step up. And I think you touched on it because you were saying, how many mouths do we have to feed, and how are
True.
we responsible? So that might not be completely your why, but if you don't mind, share your story a little bit and tell us about your why as to why you make a huge difference in people's lives again and again and again.
So I came into the industry when I was just 18. And I came into the industry because, no, I must have been about 19. I entered college and realized that I needed to be, making money immediately. I unfortunately, and I think things in your life happen for a reason, and they shape and mold you into the human that you are in the world. And, clearly this was just supposed to be my lot in life. But I I have two sisters. I have one older sister and I have one younger sister. And our parents passed away. And my mother passed away first, and was absolutely devastating and traumatized. And then shortly thereafter, I lost my grandmother, who had lived with us since I was 2 years old.
Mm.
Uh, and shortly after that, we had lost our dad.
Oh, all
So,
that loss in such a short
yeah,
time.
in a very short period of time,
Mm.
our entire foundation to everything that we knew and believed in life was completely shattered.
Mm.
So I knew that I needed to figure out how to support myself. And I got into the collision industry as a CSR, and I needed health benefits to make sure that you know we were able to be healthy. And I have an older sister. She became such a her role in our lives changed. Okay, so she is about 8 years older than I am, and then my younger sister and I are only 3 years apart.
Mm.
So my older sister's role in our lives changed literally overnight.
Yeah.
She was very young as well, and actually my mother passed away on her wedding day.
Oh my God, seriously.
Yeah,
And your
so
sister's wedding day. Oh my God.
yes,
Oh my
you
God.
know, yeah, I know. So
Hard, so hard.
it was, but we had each other,
Mm.
and I can't imagine. Yes, what we have been through was and is traumatic. Doesn't
Mm.
matter how old you are when you lose your parents.
Mm.
There's like a hole that never gets filled, and it's like you're constantly searching for home.
Mm.
Um, so I began in the collision industry as a CSR. I really, really liked it. I found out very quickly that there was money to be made in the industry. And once I became a CSR and I excelled at that, I then became kind of like the CSR manager, where like other CSRs would kind of report to me. And then I did like their training videos and all kinds of stuff. So that was God, I was so young. But yeah, so I quit school and I started in the collision industry probably at about 19.
Wow. And you had a lot on your shoulders because you had to
Yes.
help raise your younger sister and your older sister. Poor baby. Wow. Yeah, all of you. But look at you. I mean, you're right. It shaped you, and here you are. You have walked through the valley, right? And then
Yes.
you get into these shops and you're showing them, hey, I know how to get you there. It's okay.
Yes.
Trust me. I
Yeah.
got you. Here's a hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then you bring joy. You bring joy because of your traumas, unfortunately for you. But at the same time, do you find healing with every good deed that you do through your expertise and you really have become a master of managing crisis and chaos,
Ugh.
right?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm so proud of you. as,
Thank you.
as long as you take care of you, because you can't always be in crisis mode. You have to also be in joy mode, right?
Yes. Yes. You're
Yeah.
right.
So what do you do to take care of yourself when you're needing some time? You go to the SEMA show, but besides
Yeah.
that,
I support my husband. um Things I do to make sure that it fills my soul to help others, you
Mm.
know? So like when people are like, oh, take a walk. I mean, good for you. I don't find any like, it doesn't fill my cup,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
What fills my cup is like to see my family taken care of, to cook them dinner,
Mm.
to teach my daughter how to ride a bike,
Oh, that's so sweet.
to, you know, pick up my son from work and
Mm.
talk to him on the way home, find out how his day is, and if there's any challenges or struggles that he may be dealing with, and just quickly try to problem solve with him, and keep continuing to put tools in their toolboxes so that they can become strong members of society soon.
Mhm.
That's what fills my cup, to see and to help others. I like to read. I read a lot. I'm always listening to books on Audible. um, I read a lot of books. I like to touch them. But if I'm finding myself only being able to read, then, like on my way to work or something like that, then I will do an Audible. But
Sure.
I do enjoy like actually touching a book. That's probably my favorite thing to do. I love to read and have family over and cook for everyone.
Wow. You remind me so much of my cousin also, which is why I like to get invited to my cousin's house, because the food's off the chain and I love our
Wow.
family time, right?
Yeah.
So amazing. Good for you. I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you. So
Thank you.
wrapping it up, what advice do you have for people making their way in the world? What can Michelle Wells tell them
Oof.
to make their life a little bit better?
Dig deep. Dig deep. Hang on. Find out what drives you. What is it? What is it? There is something inside of you that, you feel. Find it and find out how to make it grow, because it is contagious. Once you find it and you focus on it, you can set the world on fire.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, it's like it reminds me of this when you're working, you're never going to excel as much as someone who is playing.
Ooh,
And by
true.
that is when you absolutely love what you do and you're
Yeah.
constantly playing with it,
Yep.
devoting more time to that
Yeah.
craft. And if you
Yes.
look at it as a 9 to 5 and like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, done, gotta
Oh
go,
no.
right?
No.
But when you
No.
have that drive to keep learning, keep growing, keep like pivoting, keep shifting, keep leveling up,
Yes.
whatever that is.
Yes.
So
You're absolutely right.
love it. Love it. Now, if are we allowed to promote your business that you work with or no? We don't have to.
Let's not.
Okay, sounds great.
Who knows? Maybe I have to like tell the legal team or something. I don't even know. I mean,
Whatever.
over 1,000 locations, I'm sure I'd be in some sort of like violation.
Don't worry about it. This is your own personal thing. Share this with whomever. But truly, I just appreciate it. And everybody who's watching, if you're still with us after you've had your cocktail, I hope that you've fallen in love with Michelle as much as I have, because like she's amazing. She's amazing. She's this bright light. She's not afraid to shine her light. Finding a woman of this caliber in the auto collision industry is not common. Not common. It's still very much a man's game, especially in collision. Yes?
Very true.
I mean, in
Very
auto
true.
repair, we're seeing more women get into it, but I'd still
Yes.
say it's only about 15 to 20% women on a good day. But in
I'd
the
say that's pretty
collision
accurate.
world, I think it's even less. I think it might be 10%. Yes,
Ooh, maybe.
maybe on a good day.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly, baby.
He was
That's
like,
right. Teddy
"Mom."
agrees. Teddy agrees.
Yeah. He's mad because I put my arms down and he wasn't able to sit here any longer.
Well, that's so funny.
Look at this. I can't. He's so needy. I can't even stand it sometimes.
I love it. Look at that little face. He's just like, Mom, I'm just gonna kiss you. Look at that face. You're so cute.
Daddy, oh my God. You're
So
so
cute.
cute.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, no more kisses.
Oh, I love it. No. Keep going. Keep going. I'll just wrap this up. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's Connecting with Jennifer Filzen. Michelle Wells is a total badass. If you ever get your car in a little fender bender or accident, I'm not going to necessarily advertise her and her shop, but listen, there is an auto body repair shop out there that has wonderful people. They do high quality work, and they're going to pour love into your vehicle, trying to restore it to the level that it was prior to the collision. So seek out the equivalent of a Michelle Wells wherever you go, and you will always do well, because no pun on your name, but the point is that truly, like, we all are here for a purpose, a reason, right? And you can tell that Michelle is extremely passionate about what she does. So go find her wherever that is, but don't get in an accident to do it. Stay out of the accident, but go to the accident repair shop when you can. Yeah, there you go. And make sure you have insurance, because that goes a lot easier.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Ugh. I know you could still do collision repair without insurance, but trust me, it's right. Right.
Yeah. Teddy was like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. I know, Teddy. That's what I tell my friends. Yeah. Friends don't let friends drive without insurance. I know it's not a good idea. See, even my dog knows.
It's so true. Beware. The number one accident move is making left-hand turns.
Yes.
So be extra careful on your left-hand turns.
Yes.
Always be careful on all of it, but especially your left-hand turns. Yep.
Agreed.
All right, everyone. Love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.